Hey, it's Ash again from the Gunners and Blues, and it's just finished at the Etihad. It's Manchester City 2, Everton 1, and to be fair, I actually cannot believe we actually got the goal. I know we're only into 2020, we've obviously started the year with a defeat, but that has to be one of the most effortless uh, attempts by us. It's like, I don't know if anyone listens to I think it's the Royal Blue podcast, and they were talking about when we played Burnley, and Burnley set themselves up just to defend and do nothing else. And if they're lucky in the 80 something minute, to pounce on you. But that's kind of what I felt in this game. The only reason why we scored is because City were cocky. They were messing around with the ball, in their own box. They made a couple of mistakes. The ball found Moise Keane, and the ball came out to Walcott. Walcott had a shot, and you can say he crossed it. We didn't. He had a shot. You know the way he was striking the ball. He missed. Missed it. It was going wide. But lucky enough, whatever the slight deflection or the deflection I think happened on the ball, it slowed it down, and Richarlison was there to tap home. Apart from that, maybe after that we showed a little intent to go a bit forward and go for an equaliser. There was a chance a few minutes after that where I think City must have decided, okay, that's it. They're not going to offer anything because the ball did go over the top, and I thought Calvert-Lewin was going to hit it first time, but he didn't. He won the ball. He took it down, and nothing came of it. But the way that ball was falling from him, I was waiting. Now, most likely he would have buried it over the bar, but I thought he was going to hit that for full time. But straight from the kickoff in that second half, City were on the front again. Jesus could have had 4 or 5 goals during that game. He hit the post also in the second half. As soon as the second goal went in, um, you could see Carlo was kind of saying to Dunk, "Okay, we need to do something here." So at least there was a reaction at that. They did, make changes. I don't know why. I think when who came on first, I can't remember. Walcott came on first. They gave the armband to Sigurdsson. Why? The guy was just he wasn't even on the pitch. He was just there wandering around with his hands in his pockets. And then shortly after that, Moise Keane came on, and then for Sigurdsson, and then Sigurdsson handed the captain's armband to Davies. Um, I do feel sorry for Delph, because Delph looked to me like he was the only one that was trying to get that. As I said in the first reaction, he really was trying to get that ball forward and then playing backwards. And again, at the start of that second half, Carlo was roaring at them because it kept on going forward. We get down, towards their box, and it'd be a throw or a free kick, whatever, and it just ball ended up back up in our end. It was just crazy. Um, Walcott came on. Apart from that shot that led to the goal, he didn't offer too much. Moise Keane had a lovely. A ball came. I think it was Sidibe. No, it wasn't. Walcott, I think it was. Floated the ball into him, and he had an awful lot of time. It's like as if the City players weren't, seeing him as a risk. But he probably had enough time to actually stop and take it down and take a shot. But he decided to do like a bicycle volley kick, and it just went wide of the post. I've said this before in many other reactions. I just feel this poor guy, regardless what he tries, how much game time we give him, he just ain't gonna score for us. No, I know some people say, yeah, once he gets that one goal, he's gonna run on. But even if he does get that one goal, I don't think anything's gonna happen with it. And I can see him being shipped out either on loan or shipped out and a massive loss. I don't think we're going to get any recuperation of money, because 19, 20 appearances now and still no goal. Uh, Richarlison didn't have a great game either, apart from scoring the goal. Uh, Davies headed wide about 6 minutes before the end. There was a corner. It was a massively great header. It was a kind of a looping header, just went wide the post. Um, so not much happened there. Um, just before the finish as well, DCL got a stupid yellow card, and the ball was taken off him in the box, and he chased after him. Man, now I thought at first he got the ball. Now he may have got the ball, but the fact was he was 2 feet were up and he was going from behind. So obviously you're not allowed to tackle from behind. Said only for the fact that City didn't really get out of that, I suppose, second gear. Like, to me, it felt like we weren't even out of a gear, and either were City. They were streets ahead of us, but without getting into gear. Sterling wasn't playing. De Bruyne was on, but he had a quiet game. The one player I was impressed with City was Phil Foden. I would love to sign him in in the transfer transfer window, but it ain't gonna happen, of course. And even if City accepted the offer, he's not gonna want to join us. He's getting a bit of game time now with City, so that's gonna always stead him going forward. Silva then came on, didn't offer very much for them, uh, but it's unfortunate. It's a end of season. Sorry, not end of season. It's a first defeat of 2020. It doesn't hold us in good stead now with the shite at the weekend in the FA Cup, and we're going to need some performance to go to Anfield and get a result there. If we're lucky, we might take it to a draw and get it back to Goodison. That's what we can really hope for. It'd be interesting to see what team Flop will put out, because obviously with them obviously getting that World Club Championship, and they're still in the Champions League and obviously on course to win the league at this stage. How serious will he take the FA Cup? I think if you're a Liverpool fan and you have an option, one hand you got the league and the other hand you got the FA Cup, and then on the third hand, and you have the Champions League, who do you not want to win? Which one do you not want to win? If you had to give one up, of course it's going to be the FA Cup. So it'll be interesting to see what team they do put up. But I would hope that, we have a much better performance than what we had today. Today's was absolutely dire to watch. I'd say the guys in the Mercantile were having a tired time watching. Yeah, you would have got a bit of hope, as I said, when Richarlison got that goal. But it wasn't something that we were coming better, being into the game and making a bit of improvement. They were just cocky, and that's how we got the goal. They messed around with it. Yerry Mina was acting the bollocks at time as well. The little players were bulldering a 6'5" Colombian over, and then there was one. It was so, actually, when you think about it, it was so embarrassing. When he went over, and he kind of got a clip on his toe or his ankle, but he was holding his knee. You're like, as Stephen Manman said in the BT commentary. Come on, you're 6'5". That's like, I suppose, if Bernard was playing for another team, Bernard going up against Duncan Ferguson and Duncan Ferguson going over. It just looks silly, and it makes him look silly. But apart that, you couldn't give anybody really a very high rating on how they played. As I said, Sidibe, once Cole went off and Sidibe went, to right back, he did okay. He was getting forward an awful lot, but it looked like he didn't have the players going with him to help him when he got there. So he didn't get as many crosses in as we expected him, because obviously he's got a lot of assists for us this season. And as I said before in previous videos, it's a player that we need to sign. It's hopefully, if I'm not too sure if Monaco are still in the Champions League or not, but obviously, I would love to make sure that we get him, Mason Holgate, get them tied up, especially with Holgate with a new contract. Apparently DCL is in the run for another contract as well, so we need to do that as well. But it was just a bad day at the office. We didn't turn up, but it was nice to see as soon as that, things were changing once the goals went in. We were just sitting there waiting. Now, unfortunately, nothing happened with the changes. Nothing, we didn't do anything positive with it. It's just the City arsing around. We got to go back. Pity they didn't arse around a bit more. We could have got a second one. But anyway, it's finished at the Etihad, 2-1. It's a bad start for 2020 for the Blues, but we keep going. It says, as the old saying goes, we go again. And at the weekend at what's that little club across Stanley Park? No, not Tranmere. Can't think of the name of them. Anyway, it'll come to be. They're playing some place called Anfield. Hopefully win the FA Cup. I think the best case, just go in that game. I think best case scenario or worst case scenario is that we take it to a draw and take it back to Goodison. That's what I'd be hoping for. Anyway, that's it for me for this evening. I hope you all had a good day at the Mercantile for the first game of 2020. Until then, have a good evening.